A beer festival is giving a boost to local breweries and micropubs. The Wetherspoons Real Ale Festival is encouraging people to try craft beers from breweries across the country, and it's hoped it'll contribute to the success of independent micropubs. Our reporter Chris Jones went to find out more.
The Wetherspoons Real Ale Festival ends in April, but over 12 days it's featuring real ale from breweries across the country. With no less than 17 pubs in the Solent area, it would be difficult to ignore.
Wetherspoon started doing beer festivals back in the mid-90s, but they were nothing like they are now. So the beer festival go across all our pubs, that's 900 pubs across the UK. Over a 12-day, 2-week period, we sell in excess of 3 to 3.5 million pints of festival beer. We like to call ourselves the largest beer festival in the world. Wetherspoons is a relatively young company. It was founded in 1979, so it's not even 40 years old. You get certain pub companies which have been around for hundreds of years. I think Wetherspoons now is very much kind of zeitgeist. People know Wetherspoons, wherever you go they know.
David Blakey, chairman of CAMRA's Portsmouth branch, told us, cask-conditioned real ale represents the best traditional beer available, and we welcome the Wetherspoons Beer Festival. Real ale and other craft beers are incredibly important to the fabric of our society. Sharing a pint in a local pub with friends is proven to be hugely important to our well-being and helps to connect people to their local community. With people being introduced to craft beer through larger chains, they become attracted to smaller, more niche establishments. The Overdraft Micropub opened in December 2015 in the building of what used to be a NatWest bank.
My name's Mika, I'm co-owner of Overdraft Craft Ale Bar. So we started in December 2015. We saw a Butcher's Hook had opened in the other side of town, and that sort of kicked off beer for the Southampton area. It kind of inspired us to do it in a way, but we've kind of taken our own take on it into introducing more ordinary people into craft beer. We find beers that might be a gateway into it, and then they move on to other things. We've got tasters, we don't mind giving as many tasters as we can.
The interest of craft beer has increased massively in the city, with independent bars like this one enjoying success.
I think it's really cool. I mean, especially in Southampton, I've never really seen a city that has taken off so much in sense of craft beer and things, and I would never have thought it, but obviously there's a massive huge market for it because they keep popping up all over the place and people keep getting inspired to open new places, which is really cool.
The craft ale movement has picked up with businesses like these, but what does a chain like Wetherspoons do to consider other businesses when it opens a new pub?
In terms of other independent businesses which aren't pubs, for example, people love us opening because when Wetherspoons open in a town, it brings other people into the town. When we open in a town, there's other pubs in that town, well, that's competition. Ultimately, people will choose where they want to go to. We run a certain style of pub, others run other pubs.
And what about the micropubs?
Wetherspoons are great, I love a Wetherspoons, they're so good. It's cheap as well. To be honest, when we first envisaged doing this, we were weighing up between doing it in the centre of town and doing it here. And I'm so glad that we did it here because we've got such a communal sort of vibe here, which you don't get in a lot of bigger chains. So we've got a much more independent feel.
Chris Jones for That's Solent.